What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. All right, guys, today I wanted to talk about what I would do if I was to stay on SUBLOCADE for the long haul, right? Um, this is going off of my experience so far to date with the SUBLOCADE shot, right? And also remember, guys, I have a lot of experience with Suboxone, many years experience with opiate addiction as well. So I have a lot of experience here. And I am about 5, 6 months into my current SUBLOCADE treatment. So if I was to go on and stay on SUBLOCADE for the long haul, this is probably what I would do. Now keep in mind, guys, I'm not a doctor and nothing on this channel is medical advice. If you are struggling with addiction, please seek out your own medical doctor, okay? Everything on this channel is for entertainment purposes only and for me to share my experience with you. So that being said, guys, so I would say after somebody reaches what they call steady state, which usually happens between shots 2 and 3, once you reach that, you're going to really start to feel super normal and steady in your life, right? Compared to the daily highs and lows with Suboxone that you're getting. Once that happens, you start to forget about your addiction to Suboxone. Your brain is rewiring to get out of that addictive behavior of the hand to mouth every day. You just kind of start to distance yourself from that lifestyle, right? When you do this, after you reach that steady state, you're going to start to probably feel like maybe I'm ready to kind of start moving on from this a little bit, right? So maybe I'm ready to kind of space this out a little bit type of thing. So what that would look like and what happened for me was I got my first shot of 150 milligrams, which was just half of the 300 shot squirt out. Okay, my second shot I got right at the 4 weeks, right? I got only 100 milligrams for my second shot. So already I lowered my dose. Okay, now for my third shot, and now as soon as I got my second shot, I burned my stockpile of Suboxone. I threw it all in the fire. You guys seen the video. I burned it all up because I knew that I was going to keep reaching into that stockpile out of boredom, essentially. Not because I needed it, because I was curious, because I had it, whatever it was. I've never experienced any sort of withdrawal once I've been on the SUBLOCADE shot. So just a heads up for you guys who are worried about that happening as you're on it. In my experience, it's nearly impossible. That being said, I have seen some people say that they have experienced some sort of withdrawal. I think most of it's in their head, their mind. They're not feeling their dose kick in every day. Therefore, their brain's going to try to make up whatever excuse that it can to say that they're in withdrawal so they can get their oral hand to mouth thing going again, right? That's just my opinion on it. But if they're really somehow going through withdrawal, which shouldn't be the case, if you look at the numbers of the blood levels comparing oral Suboxone to the SUBLOCADE shot, your numbers are actually higher on an overall basis once you're on the SUBLOCADE shot. Obviously dose depending as well. But so anyways, guys, all right. So when I got my second shot right at 4 weeks. Okay. Now keep in mind, I'm learning how I'm feeling on this medication. I'm building trust with SUBLOCADE after every shot that I take, because I know I'm trying different things, right? I'm seeing what happens. I'm knowing that I can trust it more with each shot. Once I got my third shot, I was like, you know what? Let's push this one out to an extra week. Let's just see if I feel any different. I'd notice absolutely nothing. So I took my third shot at 5 weeks, right? So I was like, cool. So last month I did 5 weeks. Let's try 6 weeks this time. Boom, I tried 6 weeks. So I did 6 weeks and then I got my fourth injection, right? Wow, I didn't notice any issues once again. So I'm building more trust with SUBLOCADE as time is going on. Okay, so cool. 6 weeks, no issues, no withdrawals at all. I felt no different. Okay, cool. So I got my fourth shot right there at the 6 week mark. So next time I'm like, let's bump things up a little bit. So what did I do? Let's go an additional 2 weeks. So I went 8 full weeks, guys, without giving my addiction any attention. Could you imagine for me going from keeping notes, all my daily doses for years, guys? Twice a day, I have to write down how good my dose was for the day. How did I feel? I've been doing this for years. I have books and calendars showing my dates for many years, guys. What a pain in the effing A, right? What a pain in the effing A it has been for me to try to taper manually my oral Suboxone dose, right? And I know many of you can relate to that. It is a pain in the butt, you guys. Just plain and simple, pain in the butt. You no longer have to do these things once you're on SUBLOCADE, guys. And that's why I'm such a huge proponent of this medication, right? Not because I'm in some freaking deal with SUBLOCADE. I've seen somebody say, this guy must be sponsored by SUBLOCADE. That was hilarious, by the way. But because it freaking works. And you guys have seen people in my comments section who have switched after I have to SUBLOCADE, and they've all said nearly the same thing. It's great. It's awesome. It's such a great medication. It's helped me get my life back, blah, blah, blah. All these things, guys. It's true. You're seeing it in my comments section. Is it for everybody? Is it going to work perfect for everybody? No, of course not. Nothing does, right? I seen Luke said something like he made a reaction to one of my videos and said, SUBLOCADE, the new miracle drug or something like that. And I don't believe it's a miracle. I wouldn't label SUBLOCADE as a miracle, but I would label it as the best tool that we have to rewire your brain to get out of that addictive thinking. Much better than kratom, much better than Suboxone, and much better than methadone. Aren't those the only three things we really have for people who are struggling with opiate addiction? All of those things that I just mentioned, you have to take them every day, at minimum once a day. Some of them, kratom, you have to take, some people are taking it 5 times a day, guys, because of the half-life is so short, right? Once you get on SUBLOCADE, I am showing you guys, I'm going 2 full months between one little 5-minute injection in my stomach. What a relief that has been, you guys. I can't tell you enough, and I know you can't tell through the video. You're not here in my normal day-to-day life to see, and you're not in my brain. You can't tell what I'm thinking, obviously. You just see what you see in these little 10, 20-minute videos. But guys, it's a huge freaking difference. And I really want to stress to you guys in the future, if you are so sick and tired of the hand-to-mouth daily ups and downs of Suboxone or kratom or whatever you're taking, methadone, consider SUBLOCADE. It will get you a lot of your time back as far as not thinking about your addiction around the clock every single day, not having to taper manually, going through the ups and downs of tapering. Like, it's, as I mentioned earlier, guys, it's a pain in the butt. So, all right, so as I am sitting right here, knowing what I know about the half-life, you guys are welcome to Google this and look up what is the half-life of SUBLOCADE, 45 to 60 days. To break that down really quickly for you guys, what that means is whatever your doctor puts in your stomach, say he puts in 300 milligrams in your stomach, in 45 to 60 days, for most people, I'm going to say it's going to be closer to 60 days because most people don't have a really fast metabolism. Not everybody's a gym freak like I am. Even in my experience, I would guesstimate that it's 60 days for me, even with those things I just mentioned, right? Maybe if you're a lot younger, it might be faster due to your natural metabolism being faster when you're younger. But as you get older, obviously metabolism slows down. I would say for me personally, I've noticed, I would guesstimate that it's probably a 60-day half-life for me in my experience. So once your doctor puts the medication in your stomach, after 60 days, you still have half of that dose left. And then another 60 days goes by and you still have half of that dose left. So if you went from 300 milligrams in your stomach to 150 milligrams in 60 days, which is 2 months, you still have 150 in there, right? And then 2 months later, you still have 75 milligrams in you. 2 months later, you have, 37, something like that, etc., etc., etc. That's why it drags out so long. That's why it automatically tapers you off over the long haul. It takes many months for this stuff to happen. So I would just say if you're experimenting like I am, I would say you should be able to get for sure 2 months between doses. But that's up to you to figure out with your doctor, right? Remember, guys, I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing what worked for me. Likely my next, what will it be, 5th shot will be even longer than 2 months. That remains to be seen what happens, and I'll share with you guys as I go forward with that. But yeah, guys, I'm saying at least I know right now at this point that I could go 2 full months between shots and be totally fine, have no issues. And what does that mean? That means 6 shots a year, 6 5-minute shots a year, and I could stay on this medication and not have to think about it all day, every day, right? That's a huge, huge, huge time saving that I could use that time to spend on other things and give energy to other things in my life rather than to be taking notes about every single little dose that I took each day, twice a day. It's just a mind F, guys. And that's what I would do. Honestly, I honestly personally would not take SUBLOCADE every month for the long haul, because your blood levels are going to be increasing every month that you do that, simply due to the half-life calculations. Okay, so your levels are going to keep going up. Your constipation, if you have it, is going to keep getting worse if you keep going in every single month. Let's say 12 or 24 months. Some people want to stay on this stuff forever because they feel safe on it, and that's great. That's okay if you're doing okay. Just be careful. Watch the side effects, guys. Those are definitely things to watch for. Sexual side effects as well. If you're a guy, some women have told me about sexual side effects as well. So keep an eye on that, guys. Just wanted to make this video talking about this. If I was to stay on the shot, that's how I would do it, probably every 2 months. That being said, I could update this in the future. If I can go longer and still feel no issues, then I would just keep going until I started feeling issues. And then you would know for yourself, like, okay, maybe it's 3-month mark and I start to feel a little off, or I start to experience some minor withdrawals. So then you would maybe back it up to 2.5 months, right? Something like that, guys. This kind of give you guys like a timeline of what to maybe think about. Maybe some things if your doctor is willing to test some things out. In my personal opinion, you don't need to go in every 4 weeks on the dot. It's not needed, and your levels will continue to rise if you do that. All right, guys? So we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like. Bye, guys.